I have this MTH Railking L1, Pensy L1 Mikado right now up on the workbench. It's currently disassembled, and I have the shell removed, shell taken off. So I want to remove the pilot because I've found this picture here, over here, this book. This is a great book about the Northern Division. Because I am modeling this area over here on Brockton, all the track that kind of stub ends. That's the Pensy Chautauqua branch. So I don't have too much Pensy engines, but I do want to have a little bit of a presence. So I have like an RS1 right now, Alco RS1, and I have this Railking Mikado that my brother got it. He's had it for a while, and over the last, I don't know, a couple of years, I've been working on it. Actually, if you look, since it's all back together, I'll show a little better video, but you can see I have it currently I modified the front end of it to show the post-war look with the headlight on top of the smoke box, and you see it has the dynamo up there in the front. A couple other small details just to give it the post-war look, because the stock Railking tooling is a pre-war look. Anyway, though, I had the pilot taken off, so I was looking through some reference photos out of the book. You can see on this one, it has like a plating behind the footboards, so they're not open. You can compare to, I don't know, a better picture here that with the comparison. You can see on this one, this is a decapod, but you can see how they're open. This is an L1, and it has they're closed off like that. So I'm gonna model that. So if I go outside here, I took some styrene and I just painted the inside of it. Right, I took some styrene, cut it, and glued it in. Then I took the shell off. I just gave it a quick pass. I gave it a couple passes of this spray black. I don't really care what the finish looks like or what the color is or anything like that. It's gonna get weathered over. That's kind of it's gonna get weathered over. So I don't want to hand paint the styrene because it would look very hand painted. But have this out now and let it dry, and continue working on the engine. Just flip through the book a little bit, see if I can find another picture of an L1, but you can see the shadow. There's a picture, better photo. You can see it up close of the plating. Then you can get it's black and white, but you can see what the weathering looks like. And I'm not really trying to go overboard with this engine, really detail-wise or anything. It's a Railking engine, and honestly, it's small, but I think when it's weathered and kind of on its own, not really next to anything, any of my bigger scale engines, it'll look fine. And so I'm not really gonna go overboard. Like on the Berkshires and all my other nickel plate stuff, I do a ton of detailing and super detailing. I don't think I'm gonna do too much on this one. Famous last words. We'll see if that actually happens. But probably I'm gonna do the pilot modification. Then I think I might paint over the cab roof. I'm not too familiar with Pensy Steam. I know that they started painting them Tuscan, or not Tuscan, Brunswick. This DGLE color, like the rest of the boiler. In the post-war years, in the 50s was the era that I'm modeling. But I might just leave it go, because I don't really have any Brunswick green paint on hand that I can paint it with, nor do I feel like mixing a custom color that'll match. So I might leave it as is. But I think with the pilot and then a little bit of weathering, it'll look pretty good. All right, so here's the new pilot, complete with the little backing. Looks pretty good. I also, as you see, I added the base coat of weathering, just with the black powders. This is what black powder gets you, just a good coat of it on the whole engine. I think it looks pretty good. I also swapped out the lead pilot truck. This is actually the pilot truck off of the 742, the RFB Berkshire. I had to modify it slightly so it would fit proportionally, but it's about, I don't know, it's be 40% larger than the stock pilot truck it came with, and I think it really helps the engine not look as semi-scale. Because honestly, like when you have this thing like on its own, I think that this could probably pass for a scale engine. You only really tell it's semi-scale when it's sitting next to a scale engine. You can see it's a lot smaller, but I think it looks pretty good. And this is just the base, the black, and honestly, I think even right now it looks. I could probably leave it as is and call it, or at least for the most part, somewhat call the weathering, give it a clear coat and be done. But I'm gonna go through and add some dry brushing and some lighter powders and just touch things up, because I want the thing to be pretty dirty. I have I'm modeling 57. I think most Pensy Steam was done by 56. I had a little bit running by 57, so whatever was running was pretty beat to hell. So that's what I want to kind of capture with this. So I turned the light on here. I don't know if you can see the difference here with some of the added powders. I added some little bit of like rust color and a little bit of like dirty white and lighter grays. You can see up around like on the pilot is a little bit lighter on the cylinder. cylinder heads. Oops, focusing. Cylinder heads you can see a little bit darker. You know, on the pilot and trailing trucks. I didn't touch the drivers. I'm going to do all that with some dry brushing in a minute here. And that's, you know, more of the same over here. You can see again some of the accent colors over here. You know, this is a pretty run-of-the-mill weathering job. It's not too much out of the ordinary about it. You know, working from prototype pictures. In fact, over here you can see some of the other pictures that I'm working from, or some of these photos. You know, some of that I1 over there, and there's an L1, and an I1 next to each other. You can again see the L1 has the backing on the pilot. So, you know, working from some of these and just seeing what I like, and I think it actually looks better with the light off. You can conveys that dirty, all black, dark steam locomotive look. I like it. All right, so it's pretty much done. You can see here I got the dry brushing. I got some boiler streaking coming down off around the firebox from the whistle, some of the washout plugs. That's with white. I added some jet black for some streak, or for some soot coming down from the smokestack. Not really happy with that. I might go back with maybe like a satin or a gloss black so it doesn't look so stark. I don't know, I'm not a big fan of that. I also added some gloss black coming down off the cylinders. And then I used some gray, a mix of gray, acrylic, and a little bit of weathering powder on some of the drivers, the rearmost drivers. You know, this is all stuff I do on most of my engines. The big, like, rusty looking color here on the cylinder heads is from a prototype picture that I showed before. So it's kind of where that comes from. Look at the other side, you know, it's more of the same. But yeah, I think it looks pretty good. You know, I'm sure I'm gonna call it done for now and get ready for bed. But you know, I'm sure I'll come down here tomorrow or whenever and find some more things to tweak on it. Like I said, the smokestack is definitely in order. But for the most part, I'm calling it done. The engine is, for the most part, done, painting a clear coat, and I think it looks pretty good. I realized earlier too, I have two 742s. I have the Pennsylvania one right here, and I have the Berkshire, which is over there. It's also 742. I don't know why it took me until now to realize that, but I have two 742s. That's a good number. But anyway, that's about it for now. I might include some a running montage or a little bit of running footage before I end the video. I don't know. We'll see. I'm just gonna go to bed now. But anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.